When I tell you that the rabbit holes, like, it's like a Russian doll situation. Here's a random file I decided to open today. I noticed that there is a wire transfer, $30,000 from Jeffrey Epstein to SLK Designs, okay? The following month, there was one for $13,189, $20,000, $1,500, $1,500, $1,500, $1,500, $1,500, $1,500, $20,000, $30,000. This is a pattern. The 1,500, this is a very like distinguishable pattern of having somebody on retainer. And then when they come through for you, there's the big payments of the $30,000, the $20,000, and the $30,000. Who's SLK Designs? By the way, does that address sound familiar? 301 East 66th Street, apartment 14G, New York. Sarah Kellen. She was known as a madam. She was known as her number 2. So I get to this part. She was like an assistant to Ghislaine, so said Epstein's former pilot, David Rogers. Note the spelling. In a deposition, blah, blah, blah. Haley Robson, 33, says she was 16 when she was recruited into Epstein's ring. Like so many other girls, she was told she would be a masseuse. And like so many other girls, she says the financier groped her while she was giving him a massage. Robson eventually started recruiting other girls into the operation. According to her, Kellen, SLK Designs, kept all of the names and numbers of girls who gave Epstein erotic massages and would call around to see who was available to work when Epstein was at his Palm Beach mansion. Some of these girls later told Palm Beach detectives that it was Kellen who would show them upstairs when they would arrive at the house and set up the massage table for them. Having the Rolodex of the girls' names and information to call around when he's in town and wanted a massage, $1,500 a month, $1,500 a month, $1,500 a month. He's in town, I get 30. I found a new girl, I get 30. One of Epstein's victims said that SLK, or Sarah Ransom, said that Maxwell and SLK coached her on how to please him. She owns an interior design firm called SLK Designs. Although online mentions of it are scarce, records show the business once operated from a building in Midtown Manhattan owned by Epstein's brother. Also, per the Daily Beast, the condominium listed to take SLK Designs deliveries at 301 East 66th Street is the same address where Epstein allegedly rented units to house models. Where's the Russian doll in this? David Rogers, the pilot. Here's one of his flight logs. There's a Kristy Rogers. This is from July 1997, but Kristy's starts August 1st, okay? You see in the corner right there where I highlighted. July of 1997 into August of 1997. And then in this column, on the left column, you see SAF. That's the Santa Fe Airport. I don't know what ZOR is, okay? But this Kristy Rogers, I don't see her name ever again. There is no return flight. You know whose name I saw a whole bunch though? Alan Dershowitz, just a side note. But I never see Kristy Rogers' name again. Note the spelling, R-O-D-G-E-R-S. That's the way his last name is spelled. Could it be that he just spelled her last name wrong because it's his last name? Just out of habit? This is a missing person, Kristy Jean Rogers. Do you know when she disappeared? Do you know when this Kristy Rogers disappeared? August 1st, 1997. August 1st, 1997. I mean, I don't think that sounds like a coincidence. And what's funny to me is that all of the articles that are talking about her disappearance say that the last time she was seen was August 1st. She went to her boyfriend's house, and then at 5:30 in the morning, she snuck out of the house to go home, and then she hasn't been seen ever since on August 2nd. She lived in Northwest Florida. This flight is from Santa Fe. From everything I have seen, it is not beyond the realm of comprehension that the parents were in on it. They said, yes, she was at my house, and then she went to her boyfriend's house that night, when they know full fucking well that they put her on this plane. And then they said she was missing. Because if they didn't say that a 16-year-old was missing and then she just stopped going to school, there would be problems. So they had to report her missing. This is literally just from like light research. So that's why it really fucking, I do not understand when Todd Blanche gets on the television and says that we don't have any information that would lead to any other arrest of anybody else. There are no investigations ongoing. The cases are closed. We are not going to make any arrests. We do not have any information. Have you tried researching? Have you tried an investigation? I would like to see proof that an investigation was done. I would like to see any kind of proof that any investigations were, the smallest amount of curiosity. The smallest amount of curiosity. They are intentionally not investigating so that they can say that we don't have any information. I mean, none of this stuff is anything. Taking a page out of Lizzo's book, just because his name is in it doesn't mean anything. If you steal an apple from the grocery store, is everyone in your phone also guilty of stealing an apple, you stupid fucking bitch? Really? Part of stealing an apple does not entail me trafficking that apple to other people. You understand how trafficking is different. You understand how trafficking involves a large web of people. You understand that, especially on the scale that we're talking about here. So we're seeing all of these emails written in code, right? We're seeing all of these allusions to things that the smallest amount of curiosity by internet sleuths uncovers a treasure trove, right? So what exactly is the government doing to investigate? What exactly are they doing to look into any of these things? These are every single page of these files is a lead. And I need to know what they've done to investigate any part of these leads, any leads at all. But it's the plausible deniability of it all. They get to say that as it stands, as we sit here, there is not enough evidence to arrest anyone additional. So as it stands, he was only trafficking children to himself. You stupid fucking idiots. Because as long as we don't look into it, there is no additional information that would lead to an arrest. Of course not, of course. I mean, so the next question is, why is Todd Blanche lying to us? I don't know, man. Do you happen to know who represented the orange one in his criminal trials for which he was found guilty? Todd Blanche. And by the way,
and finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not produced.
Images of death or physical injury? You're telling me that you have videos and photographs depicting death and physical violence, and there's nothing to investigate? You have videos and photos depicting death and physical violence, and there's nothing to investigate. I don't know, man. This sounds a lot like corroboration of Sasha Riley's story. Is it just me? Does this sound exactly like corroboration?